Hi everyone, it's Kristy here from KristyCoromandel.com. Welcome to our video tutorial for this week. I know it's been a while since I last did some video tutorials, but with COVID and having my daughter home from school and homeschooling and all of the above that goes with it, it's been really difficult to get into my craft room and do some video recording. So I'm excited to be back again filming for you. So you are going to need a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And this piece measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. Now the stamp set we're featuring today is the Celebrate Sunflowers. It also comes here with some coordinating dies. This is an awesome bundle and there is so much you can do with it. But I'm just going to show you one project today. So I am going to grab my largest sunflower image, which I've already mounted to my block. And I'm going to grab one of our new ink colors. This is Bumblebee. So I've turned my stamp set upside down and I'm tapping my ink pad on the top of it because it's really large and I want to make sure that I get that full coverage on it. So I can see that all that ink's on there. And now I am going to stamp this towards the right hand side. And apply pressure because it is a very large stamp. So I'm just going to apply a bit of pressure and lift that straight up. And there's our beautiful flower image right there. So next we're going to do our leaves, and I'm going to do this in Old Olive ink. Okay, so let's put one down the bottom here. I'm just eyeballing this as well, so there's no right or wrong way at all. Put one here. And what I am going to do is I'm going to now stamp that onto a post-it note. So I'm going to do a little bit of masking. So I only got the big post-it notes at the moment. So I peel that off and then let's cut around that. You want to do this as close to those lines or that image as possible. We don't want to leave any gaps. We're going to create a little mini mask. So I'm using my paper snips here. This is a great tool. To me, it's a must-have tool to add to your crafting toolbox. And these get right into all those little slices that are very hard to get into. And they also cut right directly to the point. And they're very, very sharp. So definitely a must-have in your toolbox. And I've had these pair for over 10 years. I've never had to replace them. So that's how they remain super sharp, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm now going to place this mask over the top of that stamped image. And then let's stamp my other leaf over the top of that. Don't want to get ink on my fingers. I can peel that mask off and there we go. It looks like we have a leaf on the back end of that other leaf. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and use my dies here. I'm going to use this die right here and I'm going to cut that out using some Bumblebee cardstock and run that through my die cutting machine and then we'll be back. Okay, so that's all done. I've die cut that. I also went ahead and used this little centerpiece here and die cut a piece out using my cinnamon cider, which is another one of our ink colors. And now let's stick these together. So I am going to simply I'm just going to use liquid adhesive here on the back of my little flower center, and I can stick that right smack on top of my flower. And then with this one, I'm just going to add adhesive into the middle here only. Now I could have put my die or my piece onto some adhesive sheet and cut that out. And then I'll be able to have all these other little bits I'll be able to stick down. But I quite like the fact that they stick up to give that a little bit more dimension. Okay, so now let's stamp our greeting. So I've got some scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. Let me try and find some. Here's some Whisper White cardstock. And my green from the same set. Now let's use another in colour. This is Magenta Madness. And you might be thinking, well, that kind of colour combination doesn't really match, does it? Well, it does. And I'm going to show you. So I'm just inking this up. And I'm going to stamp this as close to the bottom and the left-hand side as possible. We are going to trim this out. This ink pad is very, very juicy. Very juicy. And also, this colour reminds me of Strawberry Slush. So those who remember, we had an ink colour many years ago called Strawberry Slush. It used to be my favourite, like, pink colour. This reminds me of that. So I'm just going to line this up. I'm just eyeballing this. Trim the edge off as well. Okay, so let's pop that up using some Stampin' Dimensionals. So put some on the back. Oh, that one's now stuck there. Stick it up like that. And then we're going to put this on our card base. And my card base is just jade cardstock. Okay, so I've simply got my A4 cardstock and I've sliced that in half, and then I've scored that at the 4 1/8 of an inch mark. Let's stick this down. Okay, and then I'm going to finish it off because no card is complete without some bling. I'm just trying to find my picker tool here. It seems to have disappeared. Oh, here it is. And these are the in colour enamel dots. So I'm going to use the Just Jade ones here. Actually, no, I am going to use the Midnight Madness because we haven't used that colour yet, have we? No. And if you've been following me for a while, you'll know, oops, put that in the wrong spot. If you've been following me for a while, you would know that I like to have an odd number of embellishment on my project. I find that to be more pleasing to the eye. So I've got a little cluster here. Let's put all this away. Okay, and there's our project for today. So thanks so much for watching. I can't wait to see you next time. So if you want to see another project using this stamp set, be sure to subscribe to my tutorial weekly. Each week I email out to you step-by-step instructions on how to create a project using one of the supplies or current supplies from Stampin' Up. So you'll be able to find that link below this blog post where you can find that information for Tutorial Weekly. So until then, thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to catch you in our next video tutorial. Bye for now.